The Federal Reserve's head chair, Jerome Powell, will announce today the Fed's decision to cut, hold, or maybe raise rates. Now, the consensus are pretty clear that they are meant to cut again 25 basis points, which will reduce the interest rate from 5 to 4.75% with a new cut. Now, let's remember that this is not important. The most important part is what they're going to talk about in the press conference. And surely people will be very interested to hear them say what they're going to say about future rate cuts. That is the most important thing about the next Fed decision. And we're going to talk about this today in this episode of Wealth Tom. My name is Nova BM and I wish you very welcome. By the way, like this channel and subscribe to it if you don't want to miss any economic news. And also we do a lot of stock analysis here. So let's just straight jump into it. The Federal Reserve cut rates pretty much starting from September. So we can see here they maintained rates in May of 2024, July and June, and then in September they cut from 5.5 and they went to 5.25, which was the forecast, but they actually cut 50 basis points. Now in November, they cut again 25 basis points from 5% to 4.75. And now they are expected to cut even more from 4.75 to 4.5%. That is today, 18th of December. So we did our risk analysis in the weekend episode of the portfolio review, where we do our talks about what we bought, what we sold, and why we did it. And at the end, we always do our risk assessment for the upcoming week. Now today, our risk assessment was, I believe it was 45% of risk. Also, if you've been following our blog, you already know what we posted there, that after risk analysis, we reached the conclusion that it was a 66.67% risk in the markets. Now, this is just a assessment of the markets that depends on various economic factors, economic, geopolitical factors. How's the S&P doing? Is it at its highs, at its lows? So we had the economy pretty much targeted as risky. We had the S&P targeted as high risk, and we had the market spirits at neutral. Now today things are looking different, and depending on what the Federal Reserve will say, or the Fed Chair Powell will say or not say, things can go into one direction or another. Let me just zoom in here a bit. So we need to be very, very cautious today on what will happen if the Fed Chair Powell says that they're going to pause. That is going to take these market spirits into different directions. So let's do a different analysis for the markets. Let's go again into our risk assessment, and let's say that S&P 500 is currently, from yesterday, almost triggering a buy signal. Now the RSI is just a tinge oversold. Let me go. This is futures. Yes, this is futures. So we are oversold, but not as much as it would be above 70. So we're still playing around there with 65. So this is high risk for me. RSI is at 65. And then let's also take into consideration the MACD, which is currently triggering again a buy signal. Now this could indicate that the market wants to go even higher, and we're reaching the Santa Claus Rally. So could this even mean that the markets want to go higher? Now, because the trigger is there, I'm going to leave this as medium risk. We don't know what will happen. I'm not going to take in consideration geopolitical risk, because depending on what Powell says today, there has to be a bigger news than that some kind of new war erupts somewhere that's going to send markets into one direction or another. So we're not going to take anything into consideration excepting Jerome Powell's speech. So I'm going to now say that if Powell says nothing about the markets, or they're going to be data driven, then I would consider that very low risk. So let's see what happens if we type in here data dependent or dovish Powell. Or let's just say that he's positive, which will say it's a low risk. But if so I'm going to edit this. So we are currently at 50%, a medium risk, which is actually pretty good for the markets. But if I would edit this to a negative, and believe you me, if it says something like we're going to pause indefinitely until we see new data that's going to make us think different, then this will happen. Then the market will sell off. And I'm going to tell you now how I'm positioned. I'm holding a chunk of cash, and that cash is going to be deployed either way. But I'm going to wait till the Fed decision, and only then I'm going to deploy that cash. But this is just my personal way of acting. This is not financial advice. Please consult a financial advisor if you want to buy, sell, or do anything financially relevant. Again, what I'm doing here on this channel is be as entertaining and educational possible with the entertaining part. I don't know, maybe I'm not that entertaining, but let me hear what you think. Do you think there's going to up? With him, let me hear what you think about the markets. Is it going to go up, or is it going to go down after Jerome Powell has his press conference today? Let me hear it in the comment section below. This being said, I'm Norbert B. I'm wishing you a lovely day and stay safe out there. Like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Bye bye.